All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Nat 20. This is week number 9, and we are finally good to go. And let me actually fix Skype so it shows everybody's camera, not the chat. There we go. All right, so. All right. We're good. We're good. I know what I'm doing
Okay.
at all times.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, welcome to Natural 20, week number 9, 3.5 D&D campaign.
Okay, that link didn't show up.
Oh, well, I mean, the link was there, but it wasn't like I had it open or something. Anyway,
I bet someone
I
is
don't
going
even
to
know what
pause
the
this
link was
pod.
to, but I don't know if I want to check now.
Yeah, I
What
bet
the hell's going on?
someone is going to pause this pod when they watch it and they're gonna
I
type
No,
that
I
exact.
it
don't
didn't.
even
It
know.
didn't. It didn't show up on the actual stream.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So how's everybody?
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Let's give a quick run. Let's give some hellos there. How you doing today, Mr. John?
Great. Been crazy schoolwork since a semester is about to end in like 2 days. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing exciting going on at all. Well, there was a Smash Mouth concert here like yesterday.
Those guys still exist?
Apparently, yeah.
Smash Mouth. Jeez.
That's like
Yeah, it was the where I live. It was the Centennial, so they came down and played.
that's a weird band to get. So
It is, but
Centennial?
it was interesting, so I don't care.
Yeah,
Alright.
sure. Why not?
Fair enough. So John is basically time traveling back to 1999.
Yeah.
Diff,
Means you'll
Mr.
never really leave 1999.
This is true.
Well, we do have to party like it's 1999. All right. Other Daniel, Mr. Guru, how you doing?
I'm good. I've got Lumen's new T-shirt.
Looks nice.
Pretty sweet.
He picked out a special type of fabric, and it's actually super soft. It's like
So jelly.
Is it silk? Soft?
No, I think it's just a special type of cotton.
Silk isn't really soft. It's not really how
Smooth
silk.
though.
Give
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah, it's
Give
silky.
us silky.
It's silky. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
specific
silky,
sensation.
silky. You know.
Yeah.
Anyways, you should definitely pick up that shirt if you like Lumen, because it's actually fairly cheap.
Sorry, who's?
Sure. You can probably, if you want to link it in chat, go ahead.
Sex appeal
In
plus
my
one.
Twitch chat, of course.
Is that a Twitch streamer?
No, he's a YouTuber.
Okay.
He's actually in Polaris.
Oh, okay.
Yes, t-shirts are nice. I like t-shirts, and that looked pretty good. So,
Yeah.
like t-shirts
Sure.
that are like somewhat minimal but still nice. Anyway, Sigan, how's it going?
Uh, Pretty terrible actually. I'm trying to like do one of those total media blackouts when it comes to Dark Souls 2, but it's fucking everywhere, dude. It's everywhere. No matter where I look, it's so freaking hard to just not click all the links, not read any posts.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
Uh,
I don't care about Dark Souls, or I don't care to play Dark Souls, so I'm good with watching other people do so.
Neither do I.
Life is hard. It's hard.
Damn heretics. Um,
It's not that I
Other than
dislike it.
that,
It's just
though.
not the game for me.
I just
Fair
like
enough.
it.
Shut up. Shut up, John. Other than that, it's doing pretty great.
And Darth, how's it going?
Good, good. I'm wearing an Ink One original. It's the latest in Germany. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's been good. I started up another role-playing game. I'm playing a Star Wars Saga Edition game, which is basically D&D in Star Wars. It even has
Yeah.
5 steps, flanking, 6 squares as the default movement speed. It's pretty much 3.5 in Star Wars. So that's been pretty fun. Started watching F1 again. That's been really entertaining. New season, all that. And I have exams pretty much next week, so I imagine that this week will be super fun and exciting.
Cool.
Because also my teacher was sick and traveling for a while and stuff like this. Stuff came up. and it's led to us having scheduled. We usually have 1 3-hour lecture per week. Now we have 3 of those in a row instead. So that's going to be super fun at 9 a.m. I'm not a morning person, so I just about want to kill myself.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
speaking of F1, there hasn't been anything new about Michael Schumacher.
No, it's really sad.
No, there was a huge crash or something.
Yeah,
No,
was-
he was a
yeah, had
skiing accident.
Oh, okay.
He's still in a coma.
Yikes.
Wow.
That's really sad.
How does
So-
that Star Wars D&D game work? Like, are you playing as Jedi's or Sith, or are
Yeah,
you just like?
you can play. I'm playing a Jedi. Our DM limited it to 1 Jedi per group, but then we somehow forced him into game, letting us play 1 Jedi, 1 Sith.
How
In
do
the
you?
same group?
Don't.
What?
It's Old Republic Sith, not like super evil Sith. It's like
Yeah,
not.
okay.
They're not necessarily trying to kill each other.
Well, but they don't share the same philosophies and whatnot, though. So.
No, but he's playing a pretty rogue Sith. He's like somewhere in between a Sith and a Jedi.
So
He's like
Is-
pretty much.
isn't there a thing
just
called Dark Jedi?
Great Jedi exists. It's like a great paladin, like,
It's like
the
a Grey
good
Guard.
outweighs. Yeah, exactly. It's actually just like that. Yeah, and it's really quite like D&D. You have skills; they give you +5, and the Force is like just a D20 roll against a DC. So if I want to like move a land speeder, I have to hit a DC 25, and I have +7 to Force use. So it's pretty sweet.
All right. As for myself, I've been playing copious amounts of D3 because it's actually
Because
kind of
it's
fun to play now.
2013 again.
Well, it's actually kind of fun to play. Anyway, so
I enjoyed vanilla D3. Am I like the only person here?
it was
In the
fun for a
world.
while, and then it got really, really, really boring.
I got 60 hours out of it. That's okay by me. For
Wait, vanilla D3?
yeah.
So
Well, not
I
the new
thought,
patch.
I thought, oh,
The new patch
yeah.
has changed a lot
I,
of things.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
patch
I
changed
prefer
a
the-
lot.
Yeah,
the better.
I prefer the new patch.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what we've been doing. But let's get back into this game. Last we left you guys, I think 3 of you were at the bookstore, right?
Yeah.
And one of you was gonna be going over to a tavern to try to check out rumors.
That would be me.
John.
Were you going? Was it pickled pepper and? Oh God, I don't remember the name of the other one.
I think it was pickled pepper.
No one knows our name. Just make a new one up.
Yeah. I think I was going to the pickled pepper.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's
I
what
think
was
so.
Yeah,
happening.
that's where he was going first,
Yeah.
at least.
So, gonna do a little bit of retconning, just a tiny bit.
Okay.
As far as the story and the guy that tells you in the bookstore, because I didn't really like where that portion was going. So, what's gonna happen is basically, you guys are in the bookstore. He's telling you about these gods, and what he's gonna do is also tell you a short story. It's like,
Yes.
all right, so there's a little bit of a legend that you can also keep in mind as you're searching for these cultists. Long ago, there's a god who wandered the world doing, minor miracle type things and trying to gain a following. He's more or less of a creator god, so he could just make things seemingly out of thin air. And it was okay, it wasn't a very successful god, but he was doing good for himself until one day he started hearing the voice, and the voice, the voice spoke to the blackness in his heart about trying to get more following, of how to persuade people that he is the one true God to be followed, and how to raise himself in power and stature amongst the other gods. Eventually, this, at first he ignored the voice, but eventually, the more and more he wondered how he could get his influence to reign wider and wider, he started doing things that Lot would consider to be more on the evil side. So as this god continued to do things that this voice told him to, as he listened, he thought it was his friend. He thought the voice just wanted to help. He was starting to cause suffering and misery across the world. Eventually, the god realized what was going on, and knowing that he had been corrupt, he sought out the land of men and dwarves and gnomes and all the races, and asked them to shackle him down deep below the earth to keep himself from ever being able to roam and cause misery again. So as the legend goes, the races banded together, created shackles, and perpetually letting his blood drain out into the deep underground to restrict his power. Now, this god had many followers, of course, and many of them had gotten corrupt themselves from being a follower, and a lot of evil men ended up following this god. And it is said that they wore the cloaks, the black cloaks, and the metal bird helmets. So you can take this as you want. It is mostly a legend. It's a story that has been passed down, but mostly forgotten. It's in a few tomes, a few old tomes, various accounts of something like this happening. So it could just be some sort of story, or it could be something that actually happened. There are a lot of ruins in the world of ancient times, of ancient pasts. If I were you, I would just keep my eyes out. Maybe you'll find something that can either disprove or corroborate this sort of story.
And this god, so to speak, does the tome speak of a name?
He is an unknown god. He was said to be in a bird form, however, a large bird form.
What kind of bird?
Generic bird. It just said bird.
Parrot, obviously.
Didn't we fight a big mechanical bird? Or
No, I think it was wasn't it like a dragon or something? A toad? I remember
It looked
toad.
like a poorly made dragon, as if someone didn't really know how a dragon looked like.
Oh,
and
right.
made it.
Yeah. I had dragon or toad in my memory.
Yeah. By the way, the other inn was called the Blue Zoo.
Yes, Blue Zoo, that's what it was.
I knew it was something with blue, but I didn't know what the rest was. By the way, should we go with I changed my gear, by the way, from last time. I went from +1 to a blur armor instead.
Yeah, that's fun. I think you told me that.
Okay.
Yeah, I also swapped my armor.
Yep. Just made
Broken
some
ass.
fine-tunements to previously done things, and considering we're in never combat, it was fine.
It's good stuff. All right, so Etlin went to the pickled
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't
and
even
believe,
remember what I'm investigating, by the way.
I think
It's
you
been
were,
a while.
you were the guard at the house that you guys are staying at told you that there's been like a series of like gruesome murders where people look like they've been getting eaten, and
yeah.
Oh.
and that the guy who might know most of what's going on closest, has his ears to the ground or might know what's going on in the inner works in the city is Big Johnny, and and that either of those two taverns, which are kind of like the local watering holes, would be a good place to start where they are.
And did he ever say if Big Johnny was a good guy or a bad guy?
No, I
Um,
don't think they ever.
He
said
sort of inferred that he's kind of like he's not exactly the greatest of guys.
He's a
Okay.
shady guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and they never told us like what he looked like, and I remember I specifically asked like, why is he called Big Johnny? Is he a big guy? And he was like, I don't know, I've never seen him.
Yeah, it's true. He's never seen. He's never actually seen him. He knows the name, but he seems like the guy is somewhat elusive. Uh, doesn't really, does he even exist? That sort of thing. But supposedly it does.
All right.
Yes. And I do remember us talking about like if Evelyn didn't return for a day, we should look for him.
I
2
think so.
days. But yeah.
2 days was it? Okay.
All right. So I guess I'll go in. I have the little symbol. I have that somewhere like hidden.
Right.
I look like
I mean,
I'm trying to look like a shady dude.
Sure.
Is what I'm
You're
doing.
trying to blend into the local thief population.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'll walk in. I'll get a drink and I'll scope the place out.
Sure. So the pickled pepper. You got a pretty gruff-looking guy. He's got some scars as the bartender. He looks like he's been in a tussle or two. The bar itself is fairly poorly lit. It's not. So this isn't one of like those combination bar inns because there's really no reason for people to stay there. It has a couple of rooms for activities, as you might call them.
Oh.
But this is more of a less of a city landscape. People have their own places to stay generally. There are a few like boarding house types where you can just go and rent a room. But yeah, you generally don't stay in the inns here, or pubs, or bars, or whatever you want to call them. So this is a one-story, or sorry, it has a second, yes, it's 2 stories. The bar area is just downstairs. It's fairly, poorly lit. There's some little torches lining some pillars, and it's got your hodgepodge of guys. A few of them are, playing some cards at a table. A few of them are being in here drinking. It looks like pretty much all day. And I think now, when did you guys go out? Do you remember that?
I think it was the middle of
I-
the day or something.
Yeah.
Just upon arrival.
Pretty sure it was like midday, yeah, or noon or something.
Yeah. Oh wait. Upon arrival, we didn't we sleep?
Yeah, you
before
did.
we-
Yeah.
Yeah. So it should be pretty early then.
Well, I think you guys were waking up a little bit later because your official patrol time is later on in the day.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I think it was still like 9 or 10 a.m. when we woke up.
Maybe, I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't really.
I don't know. Etlin, when did you want to head out to the tavern?
Probably like 4 p.m.
Okay.
What?
So
4 p.m.
I don't know. I want to be.
Didn't he head out the same time we did? Because the first thing in the morning I wanted to do was like return the books and whatnot, and I thought we headed to the sheepskin.
Yeah. Well, so
tannery
you
or
went.
something.
You guys went to the library
Yeah.
and then went to the bookstore, Sheepskin
Tannery.
Tannery. And Etlin, I guess you stuck behind, said you were going to the tavern itself. Now, obviously you weren't with them for the story and everything, but you can also wait around somewhere else while, you can scope out city if you want. It's up to you. If you go there early in the morning, there's basically nobody there. I think at that point the door is going to be closed.
Yeah, that's why I would wait till like later.
So if you can wander around for a little while, the place where you're at is pretty much in a squalor condition. It's pretty dirty. There's starving dogs about, and it's not like the nicest place, but they used to get little glimpses of here and there, people trying to make it good for themselves. It seems like most of everyone is just going about their own business. They don't really pay any attention to you. You're just another face in a large city. People come and go.
You said there were specific places to rent a room, right?
Yep.
All right, I'll go there and rent a room for the night.
Sure. So one of these places is called the Bed and Saloon, even though it does not have a saloon. Um, and there's
Oh.
this portly old lady at the counter. It's like, welcomes you as you walk in.
I can I have a room for the night?
Oh, of course, of course.
How much is it?
Generally, that's what I actually want to see how much it usually is for something like that. But yeah, it's going to be minimal cost. It's going to be probably just a few silver.
That's
Sure.
pretty expensive anyway, at least for a night. Unless it's a fancy place.
I'm picking the fanciest of places.
There is really no such thing as fancy down over here.
I know. I know.
It might be. I think it's just like a silver or something.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's really is just basically going to cost you the same thing as it does to stay in an inn for a night. But I don't remember that off the top of my head. I'll get you the exact amount. I you should have enough gold to cover it, or enough money
Yes.
to cover it without a problem.
I should. All
No,
right.
just not.
So I guess I'll just hang out around there until it gets later.
Sure. Your room is pretty jankety.
Yeah.
It's got a bed that looks like the straw hasn't been changed out in years, and the sheets are pretty clean. Relatively speaking.
I don't trust it.
The dresser is kind of in one of the doors is hanging off. But you do have a key. You have a locked. You get a chance to lock your door. There's no window.
So
don't
it's
get a
a
view to the
5-star
outside.
shack, is what he's saying.
Essentially. And it doesn't smell bad. Like it actually like seems like somebody made an effort to clean up.
All right.
Even though it's in shambles.
Well, so can we fast forward to later?
Yeah, sure. So okay, if you guys. All right, let's do it this way. How long do you want to wait? You basically want to go there in the afternoon or evening?
Yeah, afternoon. Yeah.
Okay. So let me go back to the other guys real quick. What do you guys do once you're done with the story? Or once you're do you have anything more to ask Reginald?
I don't personally. I would just assume we thank him for the hospitality and then we leave unless someone wants
Sure.
to do something.
Now, so is there anything you guys wanted to do before you head out on your general patrol?
Let's see. I think there was something I wanted to do, but I don't. No,
No.
not me at least.
I'm good.
Okay. I guess you don't have anything either, Diff? Okay. So you guys probably just head back to the guardhouse then, hang out for a while, and then we'll go out on your rounds. And you get a sort of map drawn up of handed off to you of what route you should generally take. The streets, as I said here, are kind of curve and wind around, so it's good to have some sort of resemblance of where you're going because you can get lost kind of easily. All right, so you guys will do that. Etlin, you head off to the Pickled Pepper, and as I said, two-story building. The guy has got some scars on him and looks rather gruff. Looks like he doesn't like to put up with a bunch of nonsense in his tavern. You have a couple of guys sitting at a table playing some cards, or a couple of guys outside who, glanced at you sideways. Not really. They weren't really like staring you down or anything, but you're a new face in this place. Looked like they were throwing a couple of dice outside. And inside you have a few people at the bar already, like just sitting and drinking, and at some point, they're talking to each other. They'll some points you hear some laughter, as it looks like they're just joking around, but also looks like they'd probably been in here for several hours already.
Anybody look especially small or big?
No.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just hang out there for a couple hours before I do anything. See if anybody interesting walks in.
Sure. Are you going to table or are you going to a bar? Are you ordering anything?
No, I'm not ordering anything. I'm just gonna sit at a table that's facing the door.
Okay. Eventually, you come in, you sit down, you're just at a table, just
Yep. Blank
Um,
face, just looking at the door.
and eventually the bartender will come around. It's like, can I get you anything?
No, I'm good.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Get something.
I'll leave. Okay, then I go to the Blue Zoo.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And same thing there. Anything interesting?
So Blue Zoo, it's actually painted blue outside. It's got a picture of what looks kind of like a rhinoceros, just hanging off the sign. You're not quite sure if that's what a rhinoceros is supposed to look like, but that's the feeling that you get from it.
Okay.
Inside, yeah, it's still fairly early, so not a whole lot of people around. The guy at the counter there, is cleaning some cups out. He's also served a few bowls of food to a couple of people at the bar. You have some other folks scattered around, but still looks like it's a little bit too early. The bartender here is a little bit more of a spindly, scrawny type of guy, but looks like there's also a somewhat of a bouncer who's just sitting at a stool at the front door.
Nobody especially small or big again, I assume.
No.
Again, I guess I'll just hang there for a couple hours, see if anything happens.
Okay. I mean, once again, they look
Yeah,
at you kind of
I'll,
weird.
I'll buy a water this time if someone comes up to me.
You'll buy a water.
I will buy a water, or the cheapest thing they have.
Okay, you'll buy the cheapest thing. Essentially, what it is bartenders don't like it when you come to their establishment, take up a table, and then don't get anything.
Yeah.
They think you're a hobo. Like, I just want a roof over
Yeah,
my
I
head
just-
for
I just-
free.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah, I
sure
know.
he is a hobo.
Didn't he buy a room at the other place?
Well,
Yeah,
so
I
he
did.
bought a room at the boarding house, which is not an inn.
Oh,
That's what I was saying. The taverns here, their beds aren't really for staying in overnight. It's for other purposes.
Alright, so nothing interesting happens?
I mean, if you sit there, nurse your drink a little bit, eventually more and more people will start filtering in. And it seems like a fairly lively night. Could be this way every night. You have no idea. There's people talking to each other, old friends carousing, few people getting a little bit too drunk and getting thrown out onto the street by the bouncer. But nothing overly eventful happens. I mean, if you just sit
Alright.
there, that's basically what you see.
Alright, so I guess I'll go up to the bartender and I'll hand over like 5 gold. I'll hand over 5 gold.
damn.
You're gonna say
And-
3 gold, weren't you?
I was going to.
So cheap.
I was going to. And then I'll ask him, I might need some information from you.
His eyes the gold and kind of raises an eyebrow and puts his palm over it and just scoots it off and you just like vanishes. What can I do for you?
Have you heard of a man called Big Johnny?
He's got like a glass in his hand or mug in his hand and he's just wiping it and he's like everybody's heard of Big Johnny.
Where does he hang out and what does he look like?
Big Johnny doesn't like to be seen very much, Big Johnny, let's just say he runs this place.